Alright, kiddos, today I'm going to teach you how to find the area of any polygon with equal sides when you're only given a radius. So, right now, what we have is a hexagon with the radius of 6. Radius means that if I go from center to a corner, right? Pretty simple. And the radius is 6. So there's a lot of methods that you've probably been told. I want you to just completely forget about them and listen to mine, because if you're thinking you're going to use Sakatoa or Sin or whatever, you're wrong. This is going to be a much simpler, smoother method. So here's what we're going to do. Firstly, count how many sides the hexagon has. I know, stupid, bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 sides, no problem. So, 6. Now, what we want to do is find out how much it would be if we were to take this radius right here. That's what we're looking for. So, to do that, all we have to do is divide this 6 and put that 360 right there, and bada bing, bada boom. And I believe, let me check how much that is, you'll be left with 60. Great. So now we know that this angle is 60 degrees. Okay, perfect. Now, what we're going to do is hypothetically chip off this entire triangle, and we're just going to put it right here. You see what I did? I simply took it off the hexagon and rotated it right here. So that means this is still 6, because this would still be the radius. This would still be 60 degrees. But we're going to do something funny. We're going to cut this bad boy in half. Crazy, I know. Now, as scary as that seems, it's really not, because all that changes is that 60 now becomes a 30 because we cut it in half. So now that's 30 degrees. Because we went a straight line, and because we went straight down, this right here is 90 degrees. And so, process of elimination, this has to be 30 degrees. You see? Okay. Easy enough, right? Right. So now we have 30. Wait, am I stupid? Excuse me. I'd like to apologize for that one. That's not 30 degrees. That's my bad. That's my bad. Excuse me. That's not 30 degrees. That should be 60 degrees. And if you caught on, that was a test. That was a test. If you caught on to that, I was wrong. Good on you. Okay. Now that we have 30, 90, and 60, there's a little cool rule. So, when specifically it's a triangle that has 60 degrees, 30 degrees, and 90 degrees, the small leg is always going to be half of the hypotenuse. And obviously half of 6 is 3. Now, I'm going to show you the formula for the long leg. The formula for the long leg is x times the square root of 3. The x in this situation is the short leg. So, the long leg equals 3 times the square root of 3. Great. So far, so good. So now we practically have every side, just a purely hypothetical, well, not a hypothetical, yeah, we have every single side, right? And that long side equals this. Now we have to remember the formula for finding the area of a polygon. That's not a square or something. That formula is A equals opossum times perimeter, times perimeter divided by 2. So keep that fresh in your mind. Sorry, we're all over the place. I'm not used to teaching people. So keep that formula in mind. You might want to write this down if you're taking notes for some reason. Cool. So, we have this triangle, which is the tip of that. This 3 right here, if you look, if we put this triangle back to where it originally was, you'll see that this 3 is actually half of this side. Right? So that means this is 3. Keep that in your mind. Don't do anything with it yet. Now, the opossum would be center to center. Right? That line I just drew, that's opossum. Now, if you look closely, you'll notice that the 3 times the square root of 3, that's the opossum right there. Now, before you go to your calculator and punch it in, just remember, you don't necessarily have to do that. All we need is opossum times perimeter. Right? So, what's the opossum? Well, the opossum is the opossum is 3 times 3 squared. We're already done. That's it. It's much easier to just put it in the calculator altogether. Right? Then, the perimeter, that's a different story. Not a hard story, just a different one. Now the perimeter is, we have half the side, which is 3. Great. And if we want to find the perimeter, all it is 1 entire side, right, times the amount of sides there are. Okay, well there's 6 sides, so it's 6 times 3, right? No. Since we only found half of it, it would actually be 3 times 12. You could also just do, if you wanted to, you could also do 6 times 6. It doesn't make a difference as long as it equals the same thing. It makes absolutely no difference. I just prefer to do it this way because that means less thinking. So 3 times 12. The 12 is because it's to account for the fact that we only got half of the side. Great. And that's it. All you have to do now is punch in the numbers and you shall get the right answer. Now I'm going to go insert this into my calculator. And I got this. Obviously, you're most likely going to have to round it, but I'm sure you know how to do all that. And that is how you do the thing that I said in the beginning of the video. I'd like to apologize. It was all jumbled up, and I have no idea how I'm supposed to format this, but I can do it. I can do it, you can do it, you can do anything, whatever, my iconic catchphrase. I'll probably be teaching some more stuff in math, because, it's something I'm good at. But, a very simple method that has nothing to do with Krakatoa, very easy, and perhaps if your teacher, teaches a different way, maybe you show them this method. Until next time, goodbye.